everyone, I'm Scarlet and welcome back to my channel. So in this lesson, we will be uncovering how to expand our lung capacity, control our breath, and develop our tone. So are you ready? Let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're gonna do is to take a deep breath in and we're gonna hold it and then we're gonna take a deep breath out. So every time we breathe, we're gonna have a preparation, which is 1, 2, ready, go, and we're gonna take in deep breath for 4 beats like this. 1, hold. So when I do a fist, I want everybody to hold the breath with me. Why is that? Because to expand our lung capacity, we need to have our air keeping inside us and we're gonna feel the expansion. If you can imagine a balloon, when you blow the air in, the balloon is going to expand. There you go. So the expanding motion is like your body. You can imagine yourself like a balloon. When you take a deep breath in through your mouth and it goes all the way down to your tummy and to the back. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see it's also expanding the back over here. This part of you, they are your muscle, okay? So to strengthen this muscle is like giving them some exercise. Air is our weight, okay? So when we take a deep breath in, our body is going to expand and we hold it to feel the expansion. But when we let the air out, I want you to continue to feel like you are expanding. I know it's a bit tricky here, but I want you to continue to feel like the balloon is expanding. That way we are going to increase our lung capacity. Okay, let's try one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. Breathe in. Well done. Are you feeling your body is like shaking? Or are you feeling you are a bit dizzy right now? Because when you are taking a breath in and you are holding it, your blood is not circulating. Hence, you are gonna feel dizzy. So that's normal. But I recommend you to either sitting down or you're holding to something so you don't fall on the ground, okay? And when your body is like shaking, that means you are trying to not to say fight, but you are trying to expand the muscle. You are trying to go against the normal way. All right, next we are going to learn about how to control our air. We first have to understand that there's 2 things we need to differentiate, which is the airspeed and the air volume. Every time I ask my students, can you play louder? Can you play louder? They will go, they will do that. Are you doing the same thing? So if you can understand that every different note needs a different kind of air speed and volume, then it will give you ease to play, because you only need to speed up instead of giving a lot of air pressure. Okay, let's do some experimenting here. Take a piece of paper and then we're gonna go side to side like this. I'm going to blow to the paper with a slow air. Let's look what happened to the paper. This is a very slow airspeed. What if I increase my airspeed? When there's more as airspeed, you can see the paper is going outward and there's more energy. So if you want more detail about this exercise, I'll put a link over here and then you can go watch it. Do know that even though when you are playing the lower note, some students may think that, oh, there's a lower note, I need a slower air speed, but a bigger volume. But you need to understand that we need a certain continuous airspeed to make the core of the sound balanced and consistent. Okay, the solid core of the sound will create a resonant a tone, which we'll also talk about the overtone in the next lesson. But for now, you need to understand that the air speed that you are putting into your instrument will directly affect the tone that you are making. Now, take your hand and make a fist, and then say tss, tss. Okay, now we're gonna play like this. Is there a fast airspeed? Yes. Can we change it to who? I'm also using the same airspeed, but can you feel the air? Can you feel the wind? Yes. So that's the air volume. You get the idea? Airspeed and volume, they are different things. So I can use the same airspeed but different volume, which means the capacity. Okay, imagine this is the core, this is the sound. The core of the sound is here. So you need to continuously deliver your airspeed so that the core of the sound is solid. You will need the airspeed, a faster airspeed, to drive the energy. But the volume, which is the capacity of the air, will affect what? The dynamic. So the bigger the air capacity, the louder the sound. Okay? But the faster the airspeed, you will directly affect the accuracy of the pitch, which you will find it when you go a faster airspeed, the pitch goes higher. A slower airspeed, the pitch goes lower. Now pick up your horn and we're gonna do some experimenting together. Alright, do you have your instrument with you? Great. So now we're gonna pick two notes and we're gonna experiment what it means by different note needs different air volume and speed. Okay, so first the easier one, let's pick the note G. If you're on a tenor or a baritone or a soprano, just play the note G with me. And then the second note we're gonna play is we're gonna add the octave key right here, and we're gonna use the same, for now I'm gonna say feeling, because you maybe you don't have the concept yet, but we're gonna use the same air capacity and the feeling around here. Do not change anything, and we're gonna go to the second note. Start with the first note like this. 1, 2, long tone. I'm gonna use the same air speed and volume to play the higher G. Let's see what's gonna happen. 1, 2. What do you think? Think it's very sharp or flat? It's actually very flat, and the sound is very muffled and like close, and it's not opening up. So I'm gonna play the other way around. Start right on the G, and then you hear the difference. This is the one that I usually would play. Compared to because I've muscle memory in me, which is when I play the lower G, I know this is the certain amount of air that I need to input, and this is the airspeed that I need to put in so that I can create the sound that I want. So the sound, the tone, which we will be talking about next, is the standard for myself to adjust. Okay, one more time. So I would need to already foresee, pre-hear the sound that I'm going to make so that I know how much air do I need to put in. Okay, let's try one more time, lower G and high G. Let's listen to the difference. Same air capacity and same airspeed. Very flat. But if I play the one that I usually play, so what does it mean? A bit confusing, isn't it? So it means that actually all the notes over here on the keys or that you're about to play, they need a specific, or I would say the individual right amount of airspeed and air volume. So how do we find? Do we calculate it? No, we don't do that. We are not doing mathematics, right? We are playing music. So the very important part here, I want everybody to start listening to your own sound, because some of my students, they would go, oh, I said, oh, play me a G major scale, and then they would do this. The note is right, the sharp flats, they are right, nothing is wrong, but it sounds very robotic, it sounds very flat, it sounds very straight. Why is that? It's because the air doesn't really flow, because I'm changing only on my fingerings. It's very easy compared to the brass player. Brass player only have, I don't know, 3 or 4 valves. That's why they are constantly changing their air speed and volume. But for saxophonists, we are so lucky that we already have all the keys that we need on the saxophone. So we take that advantage of just changing the fingerings, which is not good, not right, because that's gonna sound very robotic. One more time, like this. I'm just using one kind of airspeed. Did you hear that? But if I make it a flow, a phrasing, you will hear the changes of my airspeed. I'm gonna show you how. It's actually going. Now I'm gonna play it. Now it's more connected. So when we understand that we need this air support to support the air stream, because this is our physically body, right? The air comes out from us, so we need to get this ready. Okay, and you don't shrink, you keep expanding your body, and when the air goes in to the saxophone, there's 2 instruments. One is you, the second one is the saxophone. So how do we deal with this thing? It's you really need to understand this is the long tube. When you play the lower B flat, lower C, the air travels all the way down here. But when you play a shorter or higher pitch, let's say a C with the octave key, the air travels around here. Hence, it's very important that you know exactly how much air do you need to input into the instrument. Okay, so now we're gonna take the hand out from last week and we're gonna play it together. Now I want you to turn on the tuner, if you have, on the first note, which is, on me it's the C, so it's a concert E flat. But if you're on the other key, or which is you're on a B flat instrument, you can turn on the note C, concert C. Okay, so you can feel free to pause the video and then you can practice on your side. But for now, I'm gonna show you once for the exercise 1. Okay, you're just gonna turn on the first note, sustain note, the padded tone, which is the C, which is the concert E flat. Hum the note, and then you play the note. Octave higher. So instead of just staring at the tuner to tune each note for the intonation and the tone color, you can just do this, download the app, and then turn on the first note, the paddle tone, and then try to match the intonation, and then find the tone that you want. Instead of going this, always develop a good tone, okay, a healthy tone. Okay, now let's try on this tempo. Do, da, di, da, do, da, di. Also, be aware of how I take in my breath. So if you're running out of breath in between, you can go 2 bars, 1 breath, or 4 bars, 1 breath, like this. This is your high breath. So open up your upper lip. This is your upper lip, like a goldfish, like a bubbling. Instead of going side to side, you just open up your upper lip. So it has to be really deep and fast at the same time. Okay? And that way you won't affect the rhythm and the pulse. Okay? Now let's try from the top again. Let's go through one more time. 1, 2, 3, So I feel like my A, B to C, it has the tendency of going very sharp. So I will need to lower it. Oh. If I don't do anything, it will go. Compared to. So that is the airspeed that we are talking about. The airspeed and the air volume will directly affect your tone color and the intonation. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and if you like my videos or you like the summer series, don't forget to support my channel by hitting the subscribe button. And there's always a free handout after the lesson. You just need to send me an email and then I will give you the access. So I hope you have fun, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!